Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network. Live from downtown Bakersfield, California, here's the voice of the Runners, Corey Costello.
And welcome into another edition of Roadrunner Rundown, back here in the friendly confines of our downtown Bakersfield studios after a fantastic week last week in Mesa, Arizona. Thanks so much for joining us once again on the program. As well, there's a couple of reasons why it was fantastic in Mesa, and we're going to get to that a little bit later on the show. But more importantly, we're number one. That's why. That's why it was fantastic in Mesa, because we are, in fact, number one. Congratulations to CSUB Baseball winning the Western Athletic Conference Tournament, and that means they're heading to the NCAA Regionals. They will head to the UCLA Regional this weekend to take on UCLA, also Ole Miss and Maryland in that regional as well. So we got plenty of coverage from the number one celebration. We'll be talking about that on the program. Got a bunch of young men rolling through the studio, the benefactors of CSUB's victory, and that, of course, being some of the student athletes. On the ball club, we'll speak with tournament MVP David Metzger, along with Joey Sanchez, Miles Jones, who was the big hero, as well with the 3-run RBI double on Saturday. Make that Sunday. Will join us as well. Richie Escalera, one of the assistant coaches, and, of course, he was around during the very first ball club here at CSUB. So we got a lot of folks rolling through studio today to sort of celebrate that, and Richie has the trophy in tow, so we'll have the trophy on set the remainder of the program once we bring him in studio. So a lot of cool things on the show today, and yeah, what a week in Mesa. Thanks to all the folks that made it possible. Last week we took the show on the road. It was really cool, and got a chance to kind of preview the tournament, and a lot of things that Coach Kernan talked about and Hayden Carter spoke about really kind of came true. Coach Kernan talking on last Wednesday saying, you know what, we can't panic, we can't, if we lose a game, we might lose a game, no big deal. We have to keep our composure about us. And sure enough, the Runners did it as they came back down through the losers bracket to beat Seattle twice to win their first Western Athletic Conference tournament championship and head to the NCAA Regionals, which start this Friday night. So congratulations to all. Thanks to all those who made it possible as well. Folks at the City of Mesa, Mark Gallo, City of Mesa, what a phenomenal person he is. Very helpful. He runs the stadium there at Hohokam Stadium and just made us feel welcome all week long and made the Roadrunners feel welcome, their parents and the supporters, everybody who made the trip. Very nice working with those folks, and of course all the folks at the WAC for an outstanding tournament, and again an outstanding result for CSUB. Let's get to some of those highlights, because we'll just roll on to Sunday. Championship winner take all at Hohokam Stadium for the Western Athletic Conference. As there's Hayden Carter pitching on short rest. Good start early on. He strikes out Sheldon Stober looking. He doesn't think so, but we're scoreless through the first inning and change. Seattle, though, getting on the board first in the second inning as Brock Carpenter gets one he likes here. See ya, 1-0 Seattle there on the solo home run. Later in the inning, following a single by Seattle, it's going to be Michael McCann at the plate, and McCann can as he singles through doubles down the right field line, so a run is going to score here as Seattle will now take a 2-0 lead just like that. They aren't done, though, in the second inning, as it'll be one more from Dalton Hurd as he singles in Landon Cray. So it's 3-0 Seattle after 2 complete innings. It would stay that way for a while because every time CSUB got something going, yeah, that happened. Some defense from Seattle, but some defense from the Runners as well. Jordy Hine, the nice saving grab there. And then Max Carter finally delivers an RBI on a sac fly as the Runners in the 7th inning make it a 3-1 ball game as they break the seal. Seattle, though, bottom of the inning, trying to get it back. Here's Sheldon Stober with a 1-out triple. Then Brock Carpenter singles off Nick Rogowski, and CSUB leads 4-1 after 7 complete. Top of the 8th, they load him up for Miles Jones after a pair of singles and a walk, and Jones down the left field line all the way, meaning every Roadrunner is going to score fairly easily on this play, as there's 1 in Drew Seelman, there is 2, and here comes Jordy Hine scoring from first, and guess what? We are tied at 4 here in the top of the 8th inning, and Jones is at second base for David Metzger, tournament MVP, and here's why. The single through the right side, that is going to score Miles Jones easily. 5-4 Runners. It got a little hairy in the 9th, but Bakersfield holds on, and they win it 5-4 as the dog pile ensues, and the Roadrunners win the Western Athletic Conference Championship, their first in baseball, and Bakersfield heads to the NCAA tournament. So the Runners with a kind of hard way back to the top, but it says it all right there. CSUB, the WAC champions. 5-4 on the win on Sunday. And here was the route that they took, though, to get there. They started the tournament out with a nice win on Thursday over North Dakota. Remember, Bakersfield had a first-round bye, and how important was that? So the Runners go 11-1, beating North Dakota here. And then on Friday, the Roadrunners running into some trouble. Seattle jumped out 7-0 early. They would move on to beat Bakersfield on Friday night, 9-3. So the Runners met on Saturday. They're going to have to win. They have to win too, and they had to win from here on out. So on Saturday, they do get that. They beat Sacramento State 4-0. It was Stephen G with a 4-hit shutout victory there. And then that meant they had to play Seattle again. So the second meeting against Seattle in as many days. And they had to win this one to force Sunday's winner take all. Runners do it in the bottom of the 10th, 6-5, a walk-off walk. You don't see that too much, but a walk-off walk as the Runners win at 6-5. Then, of course, as we just showed you, the 5-4 victory on Sunday over Seattle to win the Western Athletic Conference Championship. So it was not easy for Bakersfield, but Coach Kernan didn't expect it to be so. Here's CSUB head coach Bill Kernan.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk in athletics about teams and guys that don't give up and staying with it. No, don't get disappointed when you get behind. Don't get disappointed in a tournament if you lose, because you can still come back. And there's a lot of talk about that. But there really aren't very many teams that are this special and to do what we did. Well, it's definitely the icing on the cake. I mean, we think we had a lot going on and had some things done and had the program built, and we had respect, and we had, we had it to being competitive nationally. But until you actually get into the playoffs in the NCAA tournament with the elite teams, that's a step that you've got to take to make it really be legitimate. So we're finally able to do that. It'll be fun. It's been a long time, actually. The last one was Northridge in 1994, so it's been 21 years. Is that 21 years? Yeah, so it's been a long time because I was out of the game for so long. And, I was actually at Fullerton in 2007, and we went to Omaha, so I was part of that staff. But as a head coach, yeah, it's a completely different thing. And I'm proud of these guys, and whatever happens to us, I know they're going to play hard.
Such a great team. Well, it's been a great ride. Couldn't ask for a better group of guys to win it with. In terms of my performance, I felt good. The adrenaline was going, so I didn't feel like any tightness or soreness in my arm. I was going to go as long as I could, and I'm just so glad we finally brought CSUB a regional team. Well, during the games, it's really stressful. I mean, you kind of have like a bunch of heart attacks during the game, but no, when you win it, it feels good, and you kind of forget all those stressful situations. And no, it was just fun. It was good to win a regional or the WAC tournament finally. We did it for all the players that came before us, J-Mo, J-Rod, Martine McCarthy, and then some of the guys I played with, Kevin Younger, Cale Brockmeyer, Oscar Sinai, Aikenhead. So this is for them, the players that came before us, and I'm just excited to win.
So the Roadrunners are your Western Athletic Conference Tournament champions, and they head to the NCAA tournament. They'll be at the UCLA Regional Friday night at 8 o'clock. The Roadrunners take on top-seeded UCLA, and then the other games basically continue at 4 and 8 p.m. depending on wins and losses for all the teams in the regional. So it could wrap up even on Monday. It could go as long as Monday. So more details, and keep following our website, GoRunners.com. And of course, you can watch Friday night's game on ESPNU. You can listen to it on 12:30 ESPN here in Bakersfield. So a lot of coverage this weekend for the regionals, but that's what happens when you make the NCAA tournament. So pretty excited about that. When we come back, we're going to be bringing a couple of guys in from the championship team. We're just going to keep on talking baseball here in the rest of the Roadrunner Rundown. And don't forget, coming up still, and you can see it over my shoulder, the real rowdies of CSUB Athletics next Thursday at the Fox Theater. And boy, did the baseball team provide some rowdies moments as well this past week in Mesa. So we'll talk about those and much more when we get back. Stick around. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
One thing about living in Kern County is all these great rivalries. But despite all these rivalries, there's still one thing we can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
Introducing a new way to get the news. the Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your laptop, tablet computer, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, any place. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com. Introducing a new way to get the news. The Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your tablet computer, laptop, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, any place. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
In a fertile valley, a growing university with record enrollment and graduates serving the needs of a thriving community, a tradition of athletic excellence. Now a part of the Western Athletic Conference. CSU Bakersfield.
And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown as we have another addition to the studio. Always nice to see another WAC championship trophy. Our second conference championship trophy to pop up on studio this year. So that's pretty awesome. And this one meaning a lot considering this program's just in its 7th year of college baseball. And here they are headed to the NCAA Regionals. Joining us now in studio, he was all conference, Joey Sanchez. And then Richie Escalera, who is an assistant coach, but also was one of the old guys who was here at the very, very beginning of CSUB baseball. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. How you doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Corey. I know the week was long, but obviously it kind of makes it all worth it when you win it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was a great week.
Yeah, and let's talk, I guess, really about the. There was so much, and Coach Kernan pointed it out when we talked to him before the week, but he said, you can't really panic in the situation. It's a double elimination tournament. So what was it like, Joey, for you guys? I mean, you rolled through the first game. You ran into some trouble on Friday, so you knew you had to pretty much just win out. So what was the mentality like with the team and moving forward after that point on Friday?
Our mentality was basically take it, game by game, inning by inning, and we did a pretty good job at that. We were composed every game and every inning. We didn't really panic. We just knew what the goal at hand was, and we just knew what we had to take care of, and, obviously, here it is. We won it.
Well, and that's the thing, too. There were so many situations where, even you go to Saturday night, and what was a crazy, wild game, but you have there's 2 outs, there's 1 out in the 9th. You guys are down your last 2 outs, and you found a way to still win that ball game. Yeah,
like Kernan said, it doesn't take talent to win those games. It takes heart and guts, and that's what we had in that last inning. We left it all on the table, and we found a way.
Well, Richie, what was it like for you as a coach? Because you don't have a lot of control over what these guys do. So they're probably thinking to themselves, oh, we got this. But you as a coach, man, you're kind of like at the whim of what they decide to do. So how stressed were you?
I was very stressed. For those last 3 innings for both games, I didn't even watch. I went into the tunnel, and I couldn't even watch our offense. Wow. It was so stressful. But luckily, we pulled through, and I was just watching from the tunnel, and I can just see reactions from our players, so I knew what was going on. it was amazing.
And here's the thing too. I mean, it just seemed like it was such a crazy game on Saturday night, especially just everything that happened in that ball game. I mean, you've got you have at one point Seattle's threatening to score another run late, and the base hit hits their base runner on the foot.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and that ends the inning, and that probably scores a run or maybe two, and that could have maybe put this things out of reach. But I mean, that happens, and then you go to a situation in the ninth. You guys get a couple singles, and then they decide we're going to bring in a relief pitcher to intentionally walk a guy to pitch to Joey, and the guy goes 3-1 and then walks him. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. Have you seen games or been a part of games like that?
It's definitely not. I mean, to win a championship, you're going to have some sort of luck.
Yeah.
Especially for the runner to hit the ball to hit the runner like that. That's scoring another run.
Yeah. A wild pitch that we're just showing on the screen right now that scored the tying run here. I mean, this is a wild pitch that dies it in the bottom of the ninth with one away, and then there's ball 4 that won the game there. So how crazy was that, Joe? You took the pitch. I mean, 3-1. Obviously, Coach Kernan said, "Hey, Joey's got the best plate discipline of anybody." So obviously, what were your thoughts on at this?
I was just waiting for. I know my previous at bats when I had moments to take advantage of the game. I didn't swing at my pitch, and I was looking for my pitch, and he didn't give it to me, and it was low and outside, and right when I hit the glove, I knew it was ball 4, and that was the best feeling ever. Just running down that 90 feet to touch the base and game over. It was amazing.
And you had to run the next couple feet to make sure you got to the bag before these knuckleheads started tackling you.
Coach Hoover was yelling at me. He's like, "Hurry up, touch the bag!"
Because everyone's running on that dugout to start tackling people and make sure you get to first base and make it official. But there was a couple other things too. I mean, and Richie, you pointed these out, but you have those kind of crazy moments, and you still have what happened on the first game, your win over Sacramento State. Joey goes 0 so you say we're going to put him in the 9th spot. Well, and then he's 3 for 3 against Seattle. I mean, those kind of things are you just can't make up.
Yeah, I mean, me and Coach, we talk, and all the coaches, we talk about the order, and you have Joey went 3 for 3 that Saturday night, and then we talked on Sunday. We're like, well, do we want to move Joey back up to that 2-hole? And I was like, well, we kind of want him down at the 9-hole because he's going to get on base for Jordy and Miles and let those guys put him in. But so it ended up working out great because we had bases loaded with Miles Jones up, and he hits that big time double. So it was just kind of pat yourself on the back for something like that.
Yeah, and it seemed like it worked great, obviously, on Saturday night, and then even Sunday. Yeah, I mean, it was like, let's keep Joey in the 9th spot because it kind of changes the whole dynamic of the lineup. And obviously, you seemed okay with it.
Yeah, I was when I saw the lineup on Saturday's game and I got moved down to the 9 hole. I wasn't mad at all. I was happy because when I played Fullerton, I was in the 9 hole. That's when I got moved down to the 9 hole, and I had one of the best games of my life. And it's just I see better pitches, I see more fastballs, and I'm more comfortable and relaxed down in the 9 hole. And I took advantage of that opportunity, and it worked out.
Yeah, for sure. And it was fun to watch and fun to see it all play out. And there was so many little things too. It's like you just have those other. We were talking about. I talked about them earlier actually on another program, but. You had those little things in baseball, like stuff you just don't do, like this trophy on Saturday night with 1 out in the 9th. The people in the conference office said, "Let's get a head start on things. Let's take it down by the Seattle dugout, so we're ready to go when they close this thing out."
That's what they get.
I mean, and then reports of confetti in the dugout before the last out was made. You just don't do that stuff in baseball.
No. Especially with, this happened to us on Sunday when we had the out. In the 9th inning, I was ready to grab my phone, put it in my bag because I figured these guys are going to throw water because that's our celebration in the dugout. I was ready to get Kern's phone because he always has his phone on him too. I was like, I'm going to hold off because I remember Ziggy telling us that story. I was like, I'm going to hold on to my phone. And
right.
Kern goes out there and we get hit by a pitch, we get a walk, and it's like, oh man. But then Rogowski came out and toughened up, and he got that guy out.
Yeah, and it's funny because we talked, and then so the administrators on Sunday made sure and told the people in the WAC, I don't want to see that trophy until you leave it in the press box until the game is over. Like, you got plenty of time to bring it to the field. Don't bring it out until this thing is in the books.
Absolutely. You don't want to do stuff like that.
No. And it worked out well for us this time around. And you know what impressed me about this tournament, though, was the the contributions by everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because Coach Kernan has been talking about this all year long. Like once in a while, maybe it would be a guy like Drew Seelman would be in the lineup, or Cody White, and Coach would say, "Hey, we're going to need these guys later in the year," and you're kind of thinking, "Well, that's kind of odd."
Yeah.
Well, it exactly paid off the way he kind of wrote it up.
Exactly.
You had Rich, you talk about some of the contributions of those guys: Drew Seelman, Cody White, Nick Dermigian. I mean, Garrett Pierce off the bench. Everybody who came in and contributed in the game.
I mean, that's how we've been all year. We've had guys who were on the bench who started, and then it was tough to make a lineup. We had so many guys to where it could be in the lineup, and you're like, how are we going to keep these guys out? But it's like when we go to those situations, you can go to Chris Caton to put him in a pinch hit. You can go to Garrett Pierce. You can put Drew Seelman in the outfield, who's going to make a great catch or throw a runner out at home plate when you need him to. So it was a great team effort. And then one thing I do remember is on senior day, Coach Kernan was talking to Dermigian. He said, don't get down on yourself. You're going to make a big impact on this team one game.
Yeah.
And it happened to be on that Saturday night. We didn't come out with a win, but he was able to come out, keep us in the game for as long as we could to give us a chance to win. And we didn't have to go in our bullpen.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to use one of our main 5 or 6 guys.
Yeah.
So say Stephen G for Sunday, and Nick Rogowski and Hayden Carter and those guys, and AJ Menares who came out of the pen. So for him to go out and do that for us and not have us to go into our pen and keep us in the game and give us a chance to win that game was huge for us.
Well, and also I think it set something up. I mean, Coach Kernan knew that Seattle was a pretty good fastball hitting team, and so they got to James Berrigan a little bit. But, he brings in Dermigian, who's got – I think Derm's got the craziest stuff on staff. I mean, his sidearm delivery and his movement is unreal. And Seattle struggled with that.
They did.
And so the next matchup on Saturday night, Coach Kernan said, well, they couldn't hit Durham, so I'm going to throw Garrett Nimmo because he's got good stuff. And Nimmo kept it very close to this. So I think what Nick did, just not only did he save arms, but he really kind of laid out the blueprint of how to pitch to Seattle the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they couldn't handle any ball movement. So when you had Dermigian out there, his ball was running inside, his ball was running out. We're like, well, Rogowski or G is not going to be a good battle for them.
Yeah.
So we went to Nimmo, who has the same stuff, who throws a little bit harder, but he's probably got less ball movement, but he's still got just enough to where it can run under their barrels.
Yeah.
So.
And I love, and you're a pitching guy. I mean, I saw late in the game on Sunday. I mean, you run Menares back out to the pen. Durham goes back out to the pen. He's ready to go in case he needed to go to him. I mean, everybody was itching to go in that ball game, weren't they?
There was, for those 2 guys, especially Menares, he's one of the tougher guys on our staff. So we knew if we had to go to him, he knew he was going to come out, especially when he came in on, I believe it was on Saturday, in that bases loaded situation, he gets the guy to strike out. So we knew if we had to go to the pen, we knew we had the right guys out there. And we just wanted to make sure their arms were okay, especially Dermigian, who threw the most pitch he's probably ever thrown in his career in Bakersfield. So we wanted to make sure, that's why we ran out there to make sure their arms were actually okay. He still had the same ball movement, wasn't flat, and same with AJ, because AJ's got a little bit of an arm problem, so we wanted to make sure their arms were okay.
Yeah, and both those guys came up big, and then of course set the table for the win, and now the regionals. You guys find out yesterday you're going to play top seeded UCLA, Ole Miss, and Maryland in that regional. Joey, your thoughts on that? I know it's funny because college baseball circles run so tight, like especially playing a team like UCLA. I know you've seen some guys and played with some guys on that team, and a couple other guys here from Bakersfield have done the same. So pretty familiar with UCLA.
Yeah, I am. Actually, their pitcher that they might throw, James Caprillion, I faced him in high school in a playoff game. And it was high school ball. He was throwing 92, 93. And I was like, well, this guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I'll be familiar with him. And, playing at UCLA, that's kind of where I'm from. I'm from Pico Rivera, California, so not so far from there. I'm just excited. I'm excited and to see what this team can do and how far we can go. It's an exciting process. And
you guys almost have the mentality, too. I mean, it's like you come in as a 4 seed in that regional. You've beaten teams like UCLA this year. I mean, you look at a couple other teams hosting regionals, Santa Barbara, Fullerton, teams that you beat this season. So you can beat teams that are hosting regionals. But really it seems like there's far less pressure on you guys than any other team in that regional or even in the tournament for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. The season would be ASU, Fullerton, Santa Barbara. It's just a big confidence booster knowing that we're able to beat those teams. Going into UCLA, Ole Miss, and Maryland, they're just as good. So knowing that we beat those teams before, we could do it again. And,
Yeah, and helps you stay loose knowing there's not a huge amount of pressure on you. And, Richie, I mean, you were around since day number 1 with this program. What does it mean to be in the regional finally?
I mean, it's kind of like a burden off our shoulders finally to finally punch through that wall, almost to say, to finally get to it. And I mean, on Sunday, I just had to take a step back and just take it all in.
Yeah.
Because this is what we've been trying to do from day one.
Yeah.
When we laid the grass on the field on the baseball field to finally see where this program is, and then to be on national television playing the #1 team in the country, to play the Pac-12, to play the ACC or Big Ten, whatever they're in conference they're in now, and the SEC.
Right.
So it's for us, the program to be on national television on the highest stage you can be is amazing to see where this program's come from. And Kernan had the vision from day one, and he knew it was going to come. And now hopefully it's just a thing we do every year now.
Yeah, and it's something that, I know it took a little longer than he expected. He probably thought like 2011 should have been an at-large, and 13 things worked out well, but the tournament didn't go so well. And now finally in 15 it comes in. But he from the very beginning was, year one you're playing the defending national champs, and then then South Carolina, and the list goes on, and UCLA's and that kind of stuff. Every year the program's always played one or two really tough opponents, knowing you'll get to a situation like this and be completely comfortable playing these types of teams.
Yeah, absolutely. He set up the schedule every year to get us ready for a regional. 2 years ago when we had Fullerton, USC, Nebraska, he wanted us to have that regional feel. He's done that a couple of times where we've played Cal, and he's had some other teams at our place where he wanted us to have that regional feel, and going to South Carolina to play in that big stadium, Nebraska, Oklahoma. He wanted us to put us in that situation to where when we go to UCLA this weekend, it's not going to be a big eye-opener, and for them to actually be relaxed and go out and just play the game.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Stick around a little bit. We'll bring a few more guys in here, and we'll chat more about CSUB's big win in the Western Athletic Conference Tournament and the NCAA Regional is coming up. We'll be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
One thing about living in Kern County is all these great rivalries. But despite all these rivalries, there's still one thing we can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
Introducing a new way to get the news. The Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your laptop, tablet computer, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, anyplace. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com. Introducing a new way to get the news. The Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your tablet computer, laptop, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, anyplace. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7? The Nook? You bet! You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
And welcome back here to Roadrunner Rundown as we continue on the program. And once again, congratulations to CSUB Baseball for winning the Westland Athletic Conference Tournament. I should put that right there. It looks better in the shot, right? Right next to as the Roadrunners winning the WAC and heading to the NCAA Regionals. They will face UCLA this Friday night, also Ole Miss and Maryland in the regional as well. So it should be very entertaining. Friday night's game on ESPNU, also available on radio at on 12:30 ESPN. And I was actually surprised so many people as we welcome to the program in Miles Jones and tournament MVP David Metzger here on the program. How many people were just following this tournament, and not only that, but hanging on with it even available on the WAC digital network and stuff. There were so many people listening to radio for some reason on Sunday that were telling me, "Oh man, I was hanging on your every single word," and so it was stressful for me in the booth. But you guys, obviously on the field, what was it like on Sunday with the ups and downs in that ball game?
It's crazy. I mean, during the game, you just got to stay focused and not get too high or not too low at any moment, especially when you're down and going into the 8th inning. So you just got to keep our composure and just stay with it. Yeah,
absolutely. And both of you guys had big situations. And David, you're a tournament MVP. You had big moments all tournament long. You know, what was it like Saturday, Sunday, knowing you couldn't lose and knowing you had to beat Seattle twice?
Going into Saturday, we knew we had to win 3 games in a row. So we played Sac State. We beat them 2 out of 3. Mm-hmm. So we knew it was possible to beat both, and we beat Seattle 2 out of 3. So we knew it was possible to beat them twice and then beat Sac State. So we just knew we had to stay focused and never give up because, you know, we've had situations this year where things were going our way and all of a sudden it didn't. It ended bad, like against UCSB. So we just had to make sure we just never got too tense and just always just, you know, stay focused and just do what we can do.
And it seemed like you guys did stay pretty loose throughout the tournament. I mean, how key was that, Miles, knowing that, we can't get too tight, we can't get too caught up. We've got to just keep playing baseball.
It helps a lot. It takes off a lot of pressure from you when you're on the field and even hitting. I mean, knowing that you have a group of teammates behind you the whole way, and it just helps a lot.
There's one thing that went down. It was on I think it was one of the games Saturday. I think the Saturday game against Seattle, which was a crazy game, but it rarely happens. But you guys were trying to turn a double play and committed an error. But then later in the game, later in that same inning, as a matter of fact, you had a chance to get out of the inning without costing anything, and you turned a very great double play to end the inning. I mean, again, that was a perfect example of you couldn't get too caught up. You made one mistake, but you guys bounced right back and made a play.
Yeah, I'll wear the air right there.
You fielded it well. I think you just got stuck in the glove or trying to get it out.
I was just trying to be too quick. So then, as the inning went by, I was like, I told myself, I hope they hit it to me or hope they hit it to someone in the infield because it's not gonna happen again. And if we get out of this without them scoring, that we're gonna win the game.
Yeah, and you did, and it was actually went 6-4-3, I think, to end the inning. And I was a quick turn at second base, right? You knew you had to get it off.
Yes. That guy was I'm not sure who.
I think it was the shortstop. Yeah. He hit it really hard to me, so I got it really quick, and I knew if I gave it up to David real quick, he had time because the ball was right at me.
Yeah. And you guys were part of I think a record-setting year as far as double plays go. I mean, what was it? The shortstop second base relationship's got to be pretty special. I mean, you got to know exactly what the other person's thinking, right?
Yeah, we've been playing with each other since our sophomore year in high school. My sophomore year and his freshman year, so we have good chemistry going, and it helps a lot knowing that I know he's going to be at the bag or he knows I'm going to be at the bag when we're not looking exactly at each other.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, it almost lost on me as well. I mean, we've got the Paraclete connection going on, and your brother Malik as well involved too. What was it like to have high school buddies and high school teammates to celebrate a college championship with?
It was awesome. I mean, my senior year, me and David were in pretty much the same situation, the CIF championship game, and we ended up losing. And then we were in the WAC championship game, and I told David, I was like, we're not losing this one. We're going to end up 1-1 in championship, so it was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, David, what was it like kind of celebrating with teammates you've known for a while?
Oh, it was unreal. Like you said, in high school, we had the opportunity, and we fell short. So when Miles got the double, the basic clearing double, and it was tight game, I told myself it's not happening again, and that the pressure's on them because if they don't get me out, this game's over.
Yeah. So
I just went up there with confidence and got a pitch to hit, and then after the last out in the ninth, he was the first person I ran to celebrate.
Well, that was the cool part too. I mean, coming into that we'd loaded the bases a couple times before that, or had second and third, less than 2 outs, and only got the one run across. So we stranded a bunch of runners at that point. But bases are loaded, top of the 8th inning. Coach Kernan, I think, had called time to chat with you, Miles, or whatever, knowing the situation. What did you guys kind of talk about going into that at bat?
I was just trying to stay relaxed. I mean, I know that they had all the pressure, especially the pitcher. I mean, he got the bases loaded, and he couldn't let a run score. So I was going up there just relaxed, knowing just hit the ball
right
hard
there.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And it ended up finding a hole and going all the way to the wall. And as soon as it left my bat, I just started looking at Jordy, just making sure he was going to make it all the way home.
Well, that was no problem because I think that the ball was – you had the 3 fastest guys on the team on base. It just worked out that way perfectly. Jordy got such a fantastic jump. I think by the time the ball – and here's Metzger's basically game winner right there as he goes right side. And that, too, easily scoring Miles from second base. But, Jordy got such a great jump being so quick at first. He was halfway to third base by the time I think the left fielder even got to the ball. There was no chance he was not scoring from first.
Yeah, it was insane. So.
And you guys stay composed and both make big plays late in the ball game. And then, again, I mean, David, your situation, Miles at second. I think was that your first hit of that game particularly?
No, my bat before I had the bunt.
That's right.
The bunt single.
Bunt single, yeah.
But, yeah, I thought we were going to have a big inning there, but we were lucky we got one, so we were good. And I think once we got the 1 run, and then it all came back to us, because we just had to make sure we didn't fold earlier when we had the other bases loaded, or second and third, and we stayed with it, and we got the job done.
Yeah, it was that was awesome. We were talking about the high school teammates connection, but what was it like for you, Miles, to be able to win it with your little brother, too, to have Malik around as well?
It's awesome. I mean, Malik and David, both my little brothers. So just playing with them for so long and finally getting the championship, it means everything.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. And even, Malik comes off the bench. What was it, Thursday's game? And gets a sac fly RBI.
Yeah,
I mean,
awesome.
It was great. And what was it like for all you guys to see everybody who came into the ball game in some form or another throughout the tournament contributed? Cody White, Drew Seelman, Malik, Garrett Pierce, and then the pitchers, Nick Dramizian, AJ. Everybody who came in had something to contribute. It was amazing to see that.
Yeah, it shows a lot about our team. I mean, we're always ready. I mean, some players might be charting the whole game and just helping the hitters out, and the next thing you know, they're in the game and they're getting a big hit. So we're always staying ready no matter what the situation is.
Yeah, and other guys are just sometimes – and you also have those, you have those dugout guys, too, that I think make the team great, that are keeping the dugout loose and, ready. And I know AJ's a big part of that when he's not pitching. Nick Vejewald is probably the biggest character you guys have on the team. And he didn't play in the tournament, but I'm going to tell you, that guy probably contributed more than anybody just being in the dugout, right?
Yeah, that guy we got a lot of guys like that, but the Vila, that guy is something else. He always has his GoPro going. He's always filming selfies, and that guy's unreal. He's awesome.
And then I was asking him about the Pikachu hat, which was appearing a couple of times.
The rally hat.
The rally hat, right? What was the story behind that?
I don't know. I just looked in the dugout one time and I saw it just on top, just looking over the game. So, I mean, it helped, so I guess we can keep doing it.
Yeah, there's this Pokemon hat that I actually think one of the pictures that ran in the paper over the weekend was Hayden Carter congratulating somebody scoring wearing this Pikachu hat that sits on the dugout roof when you're on defense, and then somebody will wear it. Whether I saw Cody White a couple times wearing it, or Hayden Carter, somebody will wear this thing that apparently AJ bought it in an airport, and then Nick took it and decided those two decided to make it the rally hat. And here it is.
Yeah, I didn't even know we had that thing until this weekend. I didn't know what was the deal with that, but it helped. It worked.
It works, man. That's baseball. It's a funny game. So moving on to the regionals this weekend at UCLA. We were talking to Joey Sanchez about a little bit as well. There is some familiarity. I mean, some of you guys played travel circle balls back in the day and stuff like that. Some of these UCLA players and that kind of stuff, and then high school contests as well. But what's going to be like for you guys to go down to play UCLA in a regional that includes Ole Miss and Maryland?
It's going to be a lot of fun playing some big name schools. I mean, we've played a couple this year and it's been fun. We've played well, so go up there and just play our game and have some more fun.
You feel do you kind of feel like there's not a lot of pressure on CSUB, really?
Exactly how I feel. All these schools are probably overlooked. Bakersfield,
Yeah.
they're always overlooking us.
Yeah.
And we played big schools, so we go in there just playing our best because we don't have nothing. What do we have to lose? All these schools are bigger than us. They think they're better than us, so we're just gonna go in there and they have all the pressure because they're like they can't lose to Bakersfield.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna go in there and show them what we got.
Does that almost make and you guys for the most part were small school, high school guys as well.
Yeah.
And so now you're kind of small college ball players. But does it make the wins almost even more gratifying when people don't want to lose to Bakersfield because they don't really know who we are, but then you get a win? Does that kind of add a little bit of satisfaction?
Yeah, it makes it a lot better, especially beating like Arizona State. They probably had no clue how good we were, and then go up there and just beat them. It was awesome.
Yeah, Malik was following an NCAA app or on Twitter, and he said that they tweeted that we're going to the regional, and then somebody from not even a player, a student at ASU replied to that saying. He said, I guess it doesn't make our loss to Bakersfield that bad anymore. So, we're getting up there. We're getting on the map.
Yeah, exactly. People are starting to respect it a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, just think, and you guys have and Miles, you were around in 2013 when you got close. You won the regular season, but didn't get it done in the conference tournament. So you kind of feel like this is a big kind of, load off your shoulders that you got it done.
Yeah, especially my freshman year, how close we were, and then to lose one game and then you're just done. So coming into this year, our team goal is just to win the WAC tournament, and we got that. So next goal is to go in the regionals and show them what we got.
Yeah, and again, it feels like you guys just get the ability to go in and have fun, and you're going to face some really good pitching. But from what I always see, we always hit good pitchers well.
Yeah.
And sometimes those guys that are coming in, a soft left-hander that might give us trouble, but I mean, you're going to face guys throwing in the 90s, but it seems like as hitters, you guys seem to relish that.
Yeah, I mean, it takes some time. Probably like one at bat maybe just to get the timing down, but after that we just have confidence, and confidence is everything in baseball. So
is it just because there's less time to react and it's just you're going up there and just swinging? And
I think we like challenges.
Yeah, we look forward to those games, facing the top pitchers, especially in the nation when they're number one, and he's a possible number one draft pick. So we're all hyped for it and can't wait for it.
Hey, last time that happened, I mean, we played at UCLA. Garrett Cole on the mound. He was the number one draft pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates that year, and that was a 5-1 win.
Yeah,
for
same
CSUB.
thing my freshman year when we faced the pitcher from Dallas Baptist.
Yeah.
And he was throwing like 99, and we ended up winning that game too.
Yeah.
So it should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. No, looking forward to those matchups. All right, you guys stick around for a few minutes. We'll bring Joey and Richie back in. We'll all cram in here and just talk a little more baseball and wrap this thing up. Okay. All right, we'll be right back, folks. When we come back, more CSUB baseball talk. Don't forget the Roadrunners and UCLA Friday night at 8 o'clock on ESPNU, and also 12:30 ESPN. The rest of the tournament games 4 and 8, depending on how everything shakes out. And you can check out details on our website at GoRunners.com. We'll be right back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
One thing about living in Kern County is all the great schools. And no matter what school you go to, there's still one thing.
One thing
we can all agree on. Kern Schools is the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our auto rates as low as 1.99 APR with no payments up to 90 days.
Kern Schools, the biggest little credit union in town.
Introducing the Next Gen Home by Lennar. Your family is constantly evolving. The kids move out, the kids move back. Maybe grandma moves in. You need a home that will grow with you and your family. The Next Gen home by Lennar has a separate private living space with a bathroom, kitchenette, and entrance all its own, but still connected to the rest of the house. It's a home within a home. New models now open in the Central Valley. To learn more, visit a Lennar Welcome Home Center near you or visit lennar.com.
Introducing a new way to get the news. The Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your laptop, tablet computer, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, any place. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com. Introducing a new way to get the news. The Bakersfield Californian e-edition. It's not a website, it's the actual Bakersfield Californian right on your tablet computer, laptop, even your smartphone. All the news, features, pictures, and ads you're used to right at your fingertips. Now you can get the Californian on your schedule, anytime, anywhere, any place. Get your new Bakersfield Californian e-edition today. Visit eedition.bakersfield.com.
We pursue excellence in the classroom and strive to achieve our potential. We compete on the field with integrity,
on the court with respect,
and in the pool with distinction.
We are strong leaders in our community and gain values from our biggest fans.
We continue the legacy of commitment to our universities, to our coaches, to our teammates, and most importantly to you.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
In a fertile valley, a growing university with record enrollment and graduates serving the needs of a thriving community, a tradition of athletic excellence. Now a part of the Western Athletic Conference. CSU Bakersfield.
And welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. I've shifted slightly to the right because we've decided to jam the studio with all 5 of our guests today. Here we are. Look at that. This is a new record, by the way. 5 guys in the studio one time. Joey Sanchez, Miles Jones, Richie Escalera, and David Metzger all here. And, we talked a lot during the last couple segments. Richie, I want to get your thoughts on a few things because baseball is kind of a weird game and funny things happen and stuff like that. But we had we were talking about the Pikachu hat that made its appearance as kind of a rally hat. And we saw the greatest thing was not only just the seeing the guys wearing in the dugout, but like actual pictures from the tournament of like players with the hat on. Like one, Hayden Carter was like congratulating somebody scoring wearing this Pokemon hat, and then it just kind of and then other things happened during the game that guys try to stay loose. I mean, as a coach, you kind of that's just baseball, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever keeps the guys loose is what we just allow them to do, as long as it's not out of control.
Right.
But they kept it within the means of them just hating wearing it. It was a little kid's hat and couldn't even buckle it because his head's so big. But I think we were at Walmart because we couldn't have any places around our hotel. I think we were in North Dakota or can't remember where we were. And all of a sudden, AJ comes walking into the bus with his hat on. And we're just like shaking our heads as coaches. And then all of a sudden it comes into the dugout and we're like, all right, let's see how this works out. And ended up working out pretty well for us. So.
Yeah, it sits on, and I can't wait to see it sitting on top of the dugout at UCLA, and then hopefully on somebody in the dugout during the games. It should be a lot of fun. Now, what also happens is we were talking about, there's like dugout guys too that really and all season long, like I know Nick Vaywald's been that guy as far as like whether he's growing his beard differently. I know he had the mustache curled at one point, and then you lost, so he cut that part off. He had a mohawk at one point that he was hoping if it got to 10 games, he was going to dye it blonde, but I think the streak ended at 9, so he couldn't dye it blonde, so he got rid of that. But then, so this is what happened so I'm going to set the scene. Saturday night, still losing in the bottom of the 9th, a pitching change was made. And because the pitcher was one we've had success against, the guys sort of knew that. So trying to keep things loose. This was filmed by the trainer in the dugout literally during the pitching change in the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's check out what Nick Vaywald, Nick Rogowski, Hayden Carter were up to on that one.
Let's go, say go.
There you go. They're singing along. Nick knew all the words, by the way, and the guitar chords and the changes, apparently. And, I mean, this is kind of baseball in a nutshell, right?
Yeah. I mean, to have the guys that loose and not panicking in a situation like that is what you want as a coach.
Yeah.
You don't want them feeling down themselves, getting angry at each other for not scoring runs, especially for the pitchers. Pitchers were throwing a good game, and then our offense didn't come alive until those last 3 innings. And for have the pitchers like that, just being loose and knowing that our offense was going to come through. So that's a big relief off of coaches' shoulders to see that, okay, you guys are still in the game and they're going to compete still.
Now, let's look at the regional this weekend. If you guys get in a situation where, I guess, and it was not uncharted. Last year, Sacramento State won the WAC tournament by same exact scenario. Lost their second game, won out the rest of the way. You guys do it this year. So if you get into a situation in the regional this weekend, I mean, Miles, it's not like it's uncharted, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened before. So, I mean, I have all confidence in our team that we could do it again.
Joey, same question. I mean, what if you get into that situation, I mean, you guys have been there before, so will it affect you at all, or just make it almost easier because you've been there?
It's honestly going to make it easier because, at this point, it's all about having fun. We made a regional, won a championship, and we're just going to do it for each other and make the most fun out of it.
I'm making the comparison a lot, and it's a gambling comparison. So the NCAA usually frowns on that, but it's a comparison of playing with house money. You go to Vegas, you win big early in your trip, and then everything else is paid for by the casino. You're just having fun, and you leave it all out there. It doesn't matter because you didn't show up with it anyway. Is that kind of the way you guys sort of feel right now, David? I mean, knowing that, hey, we won the WAC, we're in a regional, it's house money, we're going to go play, and if we win, great. If not, we still had a fantastic season.
Being Kernan's last year, he came back, met us in the card room last year and said we had unfinished business, and we made a first regional with the team, so now we're just going there playing the top seed in the nation, and we're just going to give it all, and if we win, we're the top seed in the nation. I don't know. We're just going to go there and have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. And the cool part is, I mean, you got a chance, national television as well. And we always see in these NCAA tournaments, no matter what the sport, there's always one team that sometimes the TV audience and even the nation will fall in love with because they're like, oh, we love these guys because they are, no one's heard of them. So do you think maybe you guys could be that team this year?
Yeah, I think so, especially with the Pikachu hat in the dugout.
Absolutely, that thing might become famous in the trophy room if it does its job all the way to Omaha. But as ball players, Joey, I mean, to kind of be yesterday in the selection show and to see your name selected and know you guys are going to the tournament and to talk about, hear him saying the road to Omaha starts now and knowing what that means as a baseball player, to be a part of just the road to Omaha has got to be awesome.
It's a dream come true, honestly, because growing up, watching all these teams, now we're gonna actually play against these teams. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling knowing that we work so hard for this. That it's actually gonna happen, and it's what we make it. What we make of it, and we're just all excited.
Yeah, and I know Richie, this we talked about it earlier with you, but this since you've kind of been around since the first team and. What has the alumni reaction been for you? I'm sure you're in touch with a lot of these guys, and I see them on social media, and they're busting out old T-shirts. And Taylor Aikenhead, who showed up to be the bat boy this past weekend and celebrated as well. I mean, he was just as pumped as if he was still playing. So what's kind of the alumni response been from you?
It's been great. I got a couple texts the other day after we won it from Derek Geisinger, Medina, J-Rod. So for them to still support the program like they do and back us up and have the alumni behind us and knowing what Kernan's journey was and what he wanted from this program to actually see it happen, it's a great feeling for us and the alumni especially, and for me to be on staff, it's even bigger for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know Coach Kernan was, like we said, it was kind of his vision, his reason to come back. This year was he said had unfinished business and we got to do one more step to make, and that's the regionals. And to accomplish that this year had to be a little extra special.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew this is Kernan's goal since day one, like we said before. So for him to send him off like this is a great feeling. And I don't think I've ever seen Kernan smile as much as I did on Sunday. So for him to see him smile, especially with the stuff that he's got going on in his personal life, and to seeing when he talks to us saying that this is my way to get away from my personal life, and to actually put a smile on his face and see him that happy was a great feeling.
Yeah, and to see him get the Gatorade bath during his post game interview was awesome as well. So
yeah, I had to grab his phone from him. Right when the game was over, I was like, Coach, I need your phone because you're gonna get the Gatorade bath. And he goes, okay, so where should I just go out there and just take it? I was like, yeah, Coach, just go out there and wear it.
Just wear it for the team. So, all right, gentlemen, well, congratulations once again, and good luck this weekend. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun down at UCLA, and hopefully we turn some heads.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you. All right, folks. Hey, so basically, I think this is our last show of the year. We're going to come back again in the fall, but maybe here's what we're going to do: make a deal. If we win the regional this week, we'll come back next week and do a show, and I'll have more people in studio. If by some reason we don't, then we'll be back in the fall. Let's just say that'll be what we'll do for season number 3 of Roadrunner Rundown. So stay tuned for that. You can get the show anytime you miss any of the first 2 seasons. It's available online at GoRunners.com. Don't forget, you can check out the regionals on ESPNU Friday night, also all weekend long on radio on 1230 ESPN, and of course follow anytime online at GoRunners.com. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget the Rowdies coming up June 4th at the Fox Theater. We will see you then. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.